What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. New playlist for you guys, and today we're going to be starting off with our first episode of Retro Review. And I figured, you know what, no better way to start it than the Street Fighter line from Sota Toys from like 2005 to 2006, maybe 2007. And we're going to talk about Adon and Jin from that line. So let's go ahead and get right on into it. Alright, so like I said in the intro, these came out like 20 years ago, and I want to see how they hold up, especially with the hype around the Jada Toy Street Fighter line. We're gonna do some we're gonna talk about the accessories, we're gonna do some size comparisons with the Jada Toys line, and get your overall thoughts, tell my overall thoughts, and we'll see how it ends up going, because this is the first of a new little series. So let's go ahead and start off with Jin, the old man on the right. So we're going to take Adon, we're going to slide him to the back in the meantime. For Jin, he comes with some hands and interchangeable head. We're going to get into those. I will say this though, back in the early 2000s is when they started to try the toe joints. And as you see, he's got too many toe joints there, which makes him a little hard to stand. Now you could go in and glue those toe joints, but that feels kind of sacrilegious. So it's one of those things you kind of got to deal with. As you see, I'm still trying to get him to stand up, and that is frustrating. So wow, are we really gonna be off to that bad of a start? All right, so as you see, he comes with a fisted right hand. He has his fingers up on the left hand. I don't know, it's kind of like one of these, but it's also like a middle finger over the index finger with the thumb like this. I don't know what that's for in particular, but he does come with a fisted hand for the left and another one of them bad boys for the right. So he can, I'm gonna call it, I don't know what it is, I'm gonna call it his meditation hand. Sure. And he also comes with two kind of splayed out like mid-attack hands. I like those a lot. As far as the interchangeable head, you see he has the stern look there with the one raised eyebrow, shout out to The Rock, and then he has just the straight face, old man doesn't play games, kind of the Clint Eastwood type if you're familiar with that. Long beard, hair back like that, looks pretty good. As far as the figure itself, it's pretty insane for something that old. It has the same type of joints that we see now to this day, except now we have this little elbow joint kind of figured out a little bit better. We're moving away from the pins in the arms, but that is fine. Let's start it from the head and work our way down. He is on a ball joint, but he does not get that great of articulation, to be honest with you, which is rather unfortunate. He does have an ab crunch there, and it's a little stiff. Like I said, 20 years old. I mean, I'm a little more stiff than I was back in 2005. Let's see. You can get down about that far. I really don't want to push it because I would like to keep this figure in my collection. And then, so they have these pins on the rib area, and I noticed it on Adon. I didn't notice it on Jin at first. This is the pin going through all the way into the torso, or the abdomen area here, rather. Why is it not turning? I feel like I'm gonna break something on camera here. There we go. And then it continues on to this side here, and I forgot the sculpted for the clothing wrapping around. Looks good there, but there's this pin, and it's unfortunate because it is ugly. Let's not hide it at all, but it's kind of hidden. Like, you would never know on this one unless you really and truly went looking for it. It's a little more noticeable on him. As far as these shoulders, he can go all the way around like that. The elbow joints, they are double jointed. He can get pretty good range of motion. Like, despite the insane sculpt, you can get pretty much how you need to be, which is very impressive considering we see less articulation from more boring sculpts nowadays. I like that a lot. He can move his arm like pretty much anywhere he wants to as well. Like, there's no real hindrance there, which is wild. As far as the legs, I'm not gonna lie, when I first got it, I was worried because of this whole little kind of tunic piece here. But as you see, we lift that up, he is on the standard ball joints that we saw back in the day from like Toy Biz, stuff like that on the Marvel Legends. So he can kick out, great range of motion, kicking forward. and then like you can do anything, but you do have the area where it is going to be kind of sitting a little weird. He cannot do really a front kick without it flying up like that. You don't want an old man up skirt. That'll haunt your life, honestly. So you do your kicks out to the side, a little bit of that. Now for the legs. The legs are the fun part. Once again, pin joints, but we see that still to this day. Double jointed legs. I probably should have heated these up beforehand, but I mean that's really great range of motion for a 20-year-old figure. That's probably why these are so highly regarded still to this day. I just got Adon off eBay. I picked up Jen at GalaxyCon Raleigh a few weeks ago. I like this a lot. Now let's get down to the feet, that's where the point of contention is. Now, there is no sort of like ankle pivot. Oh wait, no, not pivot, but like I didn't know it could rotate. My joint was a little stuck. See, a little bit of that. Now the foot joints, as you see, those are ugly. He has a toe joint, which we still see to this day. I do not have a figure in front of me that has toe joint, but that is fine. Then it has like this little rotating area here in the middle, and I don't know if that's to like help you stand in poses like that where you just see the front of the foot, but then the heel is still kind of out to the side. I don't know. I guess this is the early version of the ankle pivot, and if that's the case, that's pretty insane. It's nice to see that. I don't know, but it does not age well, and quite frankly, it makes it where the bulkiness of the toe joint as well doesn't help. Makes it where it's hard for him to stand, and that is Jen himself. We do not have the same problems with Adon, but it is unfortunate that our old man is probably going to need a walker in order to stand up properly. So let's go ahead and kind of prop him up on something right back there. Let's get into Adon. Now, like I said, I just got this off eBay. I opened Jen up myself, so that is fresh out the package. So if you see paint defects on this one here, it's not me. It's how I got it, and honestly, I was kind of fine with it because it's an old figure, you know. So this, I think, is the alternate head scan here, where it has like the teeth gritting. It looks really good. I like that a lot. That hairstyle is something special. I'm gonna need to do that myself. Get some action out here like that. So let's go ahead and look at the spare head sculpt. This one's more just a straight smile. That face is something only a mother can love, honestly. And it is a different hairstyle. I don't know why I didn't put two and two together there. That's actually kind of nice. I probably might actually, I'm gonna keep that one on there. That one looks a lot better. But it does have this nice little like soft rubber tail, like a headband piece sticking off the back there. But I am worried to mess around too much with that. Let's just throw it on the ground, why don't we? I'm worried to mess around with that because you don't want something 20 years old breaking, and it's kind of hard to replace stuff when it gets to be about that old. So that is fine. He comes with the two fisted hands, which we see right here. Look real nice. I love the sculpted hand wrap. It would be cool to see something kind of like that in wrestling figures. Maybe like a CM Punk figure that has a sculpted fist like that. That'd be nice. Did we see those back in the day? We did, but not to this level. I mean, that sculpt is kind of unreal. So that is those two hands. Let's go ahead and get into the other hands. Let me stand them up. Like I said, these figures do have issues standing up, so you might need to use sticky tack. He has two kind of grabbing hands. No real rhyme or reason to why they're like that. They're not the same grabbing motion either, which is what is really confusing. As you see, one is more of more closed than the other one, but the insane sculpt does continue onto the other, and all these are on the standard hinge that we do see on toys even to this day. That is a really thick peg that is going into the hands. I have not taken the hands out on any of them yet, but that is odd. And then he has a good old-fashioned thumbs up hand, which you really can't go wrong with, let's be honest. That does look good there. Now for the figure itself. I didn't really mess around with these until I put them in front of the camera. I was kind of let down by his head movement, but it is about the same here. I mean, you can get kind of what you want. Not much back. Oh, he gets a decent amount of forward. Not much lean at all. But I mean, you can still make it look nice. As far as the arms here, we do have the same setup as Jin. The shoulders we've known to love, the bicep swivel, which is great. Double jointed arms, get almost all the way back. You can't ask for much more than that. I do like the soft piece for the arms here. I am worried about it falling off, but you see the band is sculpted, and then like this piece that would be cloth is a nice soft rubber. Does look good. Same thing for the other arm, of course. As far as the ab crunch here, this one, since it was, I'm assuming, played with, this one does crunch a lot better. Now, this could be because of the sculpt here or the sculpt there on why that one's not as good. But it does, it has a nice little, like kind of a click to it. Not a click, but like you hear it. So I do like that. It'll sit in place if you're posing it around. It does look nice. Then we come on down to the hips here. Like we said, this is the Marvel Legends style hips from back in the day. He can kick out about that far, and the only reason it's not further is because of the sculpt of the crotch piece here. As far as kicking up, he can't kick up too much. He's more of a fist fighter. I don't know if that's the case actually in Street Fighter, but that is how it's going to have to be in figure form. The leg articulation down here comes down to the double jointed knees, and he can get up as far as the shorts mold will allow him. This is still a problem still to this day, but it is what it is if you want nice sculpted shorts. Does look nice there. As far as the feet, he does have, I call it a boot swivel from Marvel Legends, or from wrestling figures, so you can turn the leg there. And then he only has a toe joint, so he has the toe articulation. He doesn't have that little spinny foot thing that was weird on Jin over there. I do like this a lot. I am a little disappointed in the leg articulation, but it's all due to the sculpt. So I guess you kind of throw a little articulation out if you can nail a good sculpt. That's the nature of the beast. So let's go ahead. I hate toe joints, honestly. Let's go ahead and stand our man up, and then we'll take Jin and we will bring him back over here and pray to God that he actually can stand up. I do like that height difference there. I looked it up. Adon is 6 feet tall. Jin, I did not look up, so pardon me there. I'm assuming he's not 6 feet tall. So we do have Ryu and Ken from the Jada Toys Street Fighter line. I think Ryu and Ken are both 5'9". So I like that scale. That scale is pretty well together. And then here was the one I was a little concerned about with M. Bison being 5'11". He's our short king. He can't hit the 6 foot mark. And then you put him up next to Adon, and we'll go ahead and we'll just put Jin to the side. Let's put him up next to Adon. And then you see with the hat, it does make them about the same height. So I do like that height difference there. I like that a lot. So these Sota toys so far can scale pretty well with the Jada Toys Street Fighter figures. So if that's something you want to do, because we don't know how, we know they're going to make all from the current game that they're working on with Jada Toys, but we don't know how far back. So I do have another Sota Toys Street Fighter figure on the way in the mail, so look forward to that retro review. We got some cool stuff coming, but that is going to be it for today. As always, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and last but not least, take it easy.